Hello and welcome to a video from me, the first one for a long time, and to dedicate this one to Comfortability. I won't say the second name because that'll give mine away if you don't know it, but you get the wonderful woman that's in my life, and I'll explain a little bit more as we get this journey going. So going from Sophia in the area, going over to Varna, and I've got some things to tell you. So just change audio levels. Notice on a test recording the engine was a bit loud. Okay, so let's get going, shall we? Truck's a standard Volvo FH Classic on a 4x2 460 engine. So we'll explain a bit about the mods as we go. So unless you've got it on Facebook, not many of you will know, and got about earlier this year. Well, I've been twice this year actually to the Gambia, which is a very small country in West Africa, totally surrounded by Senegal. And that happened actually quite a little bit before that in my life. We'll start to explain this now. And a few years ago I joined a chat site tagged just to talk to people, what have you. Yes, it is a chat site or a dating site, whichever you want to. So around June, July last year, I met a lovely lady on there and chatted for a few weeks in text on in the site. And then we exchanged WhatsApp phone numbers, so we're talking in text on WhatsApp and in video calls, which I spent many hours to talk to this lady on there. We got to know one another. We found out how similar we are in some ways, and compatibility is about, would say, around 98 to 99%, which I know it's not 100, but nothing ever is perfect. I mean, so took for a while, and around October, November last year, it was arranged for me to go and visit Comfort in the Gambia, and well, because there was delay due to COVID restrictions processing my passport, actually no meeting, so we decided to delay it till January. And so in January I went, obviously there's some before this that I have to tell you. So around about the middle of December, one night, and posted in a clumsy way, not easy way, and I said, what would you think if we should be together permanently? And I was a bit shy and that, and then she just said, well, just ask me. So I said, do you want to get married? Yes. So then I went over in January to Gambia. I spent about a month there, well, just over a month or another, but there's a few things that happened on the way to the forum, as they say. So I set off from here, and we're out in the northeast. Flight was from Manchester Airport, so to set off. First flight was about 6 o'clock in the morning from Manchester, so I got prepared for that earlier, and if needs be, make arrangements or something everything else. So when I was on my way down to, I think it was Leeds, which was one of the station, I got a message from the airline saying the flight had been cancelled, and that he put on the next available one, which was the next day, luckily. So just that I booked, well, I stayed in Premier Inn for a night, and that's expected time in Manchester itself, and then obviously the next day, early hours of the morning, I set off to get to the airport in plenty of time. So got to port, then travelled to Charles de Gaulle. But Paris, had a few hours in Paris, then I got the flight from Charles de Gaulle to Banjul, Gambia. It's a small country in West Africa, and I met Comfort in person there the first time. She was with a friend of hers, escorted her up to the airport and what have you, and we had what passed her as, well, I think some people know it's like brain fog if you're very tired and haven't slept for a while. No, the photograph, and then she tapped me on the and then this lovely, beautiful woman tapped me on the shoulder. Said hello. Well, she knew I was very tired and a bit unwell. Journey. It's the first flights that I'd done on that, and she being nervous with the flights, not eating much, and not being able to sleep much. Anticipation. Just that one. So, then, so I went on knee and asked the question in real, which the lady said yes. So we were a little bit on the way from the airport to her compound where her rooms were, and we got on well. So after basically got in there in the evening, she made me a cuppa and a light meal. I just crashed out and went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning. She's taken real good care of me because she said I was burning up and that through the night, a little bit feverish, but some people do when I'm travelling. And so we then went to see about having the ceremony done in what's known as a court wedding now, which is a civil wedding. Couldn't have registry office, wasn't there, bookings, and if we hadn't taken the one that we did, we would have had to wait till about March to do this. But there was a cancellation on a Friday. It's like basically day after next at the time. So we decided it was right, and just so we booked it, went, and we, to put things together rather quickly now, we had a very quiet wedding. There was me, the lady, and we did have a couple of witnesses there, which were her boss, where she works, Father Bruno, the principal of the school where she teaches chemistry and general science, and the other one was a pastor, local pastor, which she'd known for quite a long time. Now, Comfort is a pastor herself with an evangelical background, and then she was with a hairdresser near the school where she works. Did her hair extensions for her, and then came to the court and did a makeup before the ceremony. Getting the wedding bouquet was a bit of a laugh about short notice because fresh flowers aren't easy to get over there, but we managed to find somebody who makes wreaths and bouquets and things like that in an year in town. Got through contact with her, so to him, he late at night and when it was next day, but Sir Leslie bailed us out there. Lovely fella. Kept sending wife pictures of what flowers he had at home and that his wife would be willing to make one up and what we wanted. So he did. Picked it up and paid for it next morning. Then called, had the ceremony, married. We tried a few like restaurants to get a meal, but none of them had food ready at the time, so we ended up going to a supermarket and just getting like some Pringles and some ice cream and stuff like that. But celebrated, we rested, I was still shattered, and then know one another and what have been started planning for the future and what have you. So she did get a couple of weeks off work for the honeymoon, so all together, not all in her rooms. We did stay with a friend of hers near the city for a while. Her place when to start back work. Was at work. I did travel with her and stayed in her office, got to know some of her colleagues and on one of the students as well. And then the privilege of actually being in the classroom when she was actually teaching, which she explains things really well, really clearly, what have you, and things like that. Spent in the markets all together, talking, what have you, and then left the Gambia in middle of February, came back home, a couple of hours each day ever since, chatting and what have you, and planning things. And then in last month, lucky enough to be able to afford to go back there, travel back. I spent just over 3 weeks there because obviously saved money on the flights. I flew out on a Saturday. Yes, I did go through the chaos of security at Manchester airport, but there was 6 AM flight. I was actually at the airport just after midnight, and around till checking actually open, went through security, which took a while to get through, obviously. Paris, and then I went from Paris to Banjul. She met me, things like that, and we just missed each other terribly, and as soon as I saw her, my mood totally lifted. Again, because Mum does make me feel very complete, whole, tired, like a real proper soulmate. So over, give her something I got her for, well, got her a dress, a bag, a hat, some chocolate she absolutely loves, and a few other bits and pieces for her house for her birthday, which was on the Monday. I was there. No, sorry, birthday was, I'll give it away, birthday was the 15th of April. I don't know if that was a Friday or a Monday now, still a bit mixed up with travelling back and that. So then being Easter, she was off for a couple of weeks, so first couple of weeks together, then she went back to work. I did go with her for a few days in the office, attended a couple of her classes. She's teaching general science, teaching about motion, different forms of which things really, really well. And then more time together, listening to the radio, watching TV, which had cable TV fitted when I was there, so I could watch movies and things, a lot of like Nigerian movies, but I watched a fair bit on National Geographic channel and just the Premiership football and things like that when I was over there. And that talking about both of us relocating from countries we're in into the same country, what have you. So work, I have started teaching English as a foreign language course, so that helped me get a job abroad, what have you. Just we like a child, but I realise that we are none of it. I'm 47, my wife is 49, so I didn't marry a young bird, a young dolly bird, and I didn't marry an old woman. I married my own age, and we do say that there's somebody out there for everybody. Well, that's true if you go looking for them. True. And it's just get to know the person really, really well. And obviously with us being the distance apart, we both had to be sure it was right for us to meet in person, which we did. What have you, so it's just love my life, soulmate, companion, everything to me. Although we aren't living together, we're in regular contact each day, talking on videos and calls, voice calls, leaving each other daft voice messages, text messages on WhatsApp and things. So hopefully things will change eventually for us, and things like that. So thank you, Comfortability, for coming into my life, becoming my wife. I'm here and like that, so we got each other quite well emotionally and things like that, and do not know what the future will hold for us. We're a bit unconventional where we are now in separate countries, but if we get to see each other a couple of times a year or that, for now we're not happy about it, but we make the best of what we can actually do. So you're looking try tag, but if you're male on tags, either way you do get a lot of these that are false after money or what have you, but there is genuine people out there, as I have found on there. And just go for it. So look at what's been happening with me since last broadcast and video. So videos may not be that frequent, as I say. I'm doing a TEFL course and situations have changed. Right, obviously I know I left before a bit cloud with the incidents what happened, but it's life, things do happen. They do pull together. So right, no, we get what's on the profile. I don't know if I said Chuck's a Volvo FH Classic, as you know, 460. I am running one or two mods in here. You should probably notice. Sound mod, run a real company's mod, Shumis, real price board. Now I'm running improved dashboard, computer, dashboard, I'm using a different icon thing as well, 2 ball. If I don't put a list, that's just a few what I'm using. And I'm on 144 beta. I don't know if it's open or experimental, this one, because it's I only downloaded it yesterday, updated it, so I'm supposed to be using a realistic economy mod, but it works if you don't take any that's in the R&R cargo mods on the freight, on the cargo market. Right, so, but if I take, say if I take any of SES normal cargoes, then the cargo rates do drop. It's just life the way it is. Things. I'm running. I have all the map DLC. Well, I have every DLC in the game up to now, unless they brought any new ones out in the last month. I don't think they have. And they're getting this tuning packs, paint packs. So if you, and there's references to the flags, because I say my wife teaches in the Gambia, but she's not a Gambian woman by birth, she's Nigerian. I know Nigerians have got a good reputation or something, but I met a good genuine one. My wife, she's got a BSc in chemistry and she's got qualifications in theological and religious studies as well. She's an evangelical pastor and healer. So if anybody knows of any jobs going in Bahrain that could suit her, just let me know. I'd be happy to follow them up. That's one place where I'll try and be, is Bahrain together. Middle East, hot weather, good wages. Have you over there to save up to apply for a UK, eventually come back to get a UK visa for her, which isn't exactly that easy to do, and it's quite costly. You need to pay for the family visa fee, and then a few thousand, about $3,500 for the medical cover. There. And if they turn the visa down like they did turn her down for visitor's visa, reasons for that. Well, basically, the main reason for that is she'd applied for the family visa, not the visitor's visa. First, and she made a mistake. Who helped us fill the forms out made a mistake on them, so they rejected the visa application. And if apply for a visa for the UK and it's rejected, you do not get your money refunded, as we found out. So and things like that. She has applied for some work in this country, but not many. But contacts are willing to sponsor a work permit. So it's like all up here. Anyway, so look at the truck here. I have got this flag for me, a Nigerian one representing my wife. Yeah. Gorgeous. Here's my wife. Kind, sweet natured woman. follow very much. But finish his journey off eventually when we get there. Because I'm not showing you that yet. Outside. Just as I say, playing volvo like it's classic. Got a 460 power in it. I'm a 42 and I'm hauling a short bullet platform. Sure, I have to believe the cart weights like curtain-sided, you know what I mean. Really using short bullet trailers much ownable ones, so. Record using NVIDIA and then I'll shrink it down with handbrake and then you should get to see it on YouTube. It's a lot more reasonable file size to upload. So when the next video will be, I don't know. Maybe in Britain again. As for streaming, may have to wait. Till OBS sorts itself out, because I've tried OBS and Streamlabs, both of them very laggy on recordings. Don't know why, and I haven't changed anything in the computer since last time. Did not get these recordings are fine. To come into where we're dropping off, which is Discordia. Our load of Alienware peripherals, which will be peripherals, I think mice and keyboard, extra bits. Well, I'm not using Alienware. I'm on a AMD computer, Ryzen 5 2600, 16 gig DDR4. Let's see where we're parking. Where's the flags? It's here somewhere. I'm going in there. Our GTX 1650 4 gig through Logitech G27 for wheel shifter and pedals. Just box standard keyboard and mouse. It's paired to an acer 24-inch monitor. Not fancy, it does the job. See if I remember it's enter, not T, because I don't. So anyhow, that's it. Thank you for now. If you could leave a like, share it. Subscribe if you haven't already, it'd be appreciated. Thank you, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.